Shadow Daddle. That is my Shadow Daddle for real, okay? Look at her. Shadow Daddle what? Wherever I go, she gotta be 5 steps behind me. Shadow Daddle, come on. Come on.
That lawyers go to court and sometimes they win motions and sometimes they lose motions, and there's no crime in any of that. And I'm
worse than Foxy. Look at Foxy sitting up in her.
Lectured about
She's sitting up in her little.
By
Where are you at, Foxy?
Politician, because
you about ready to go?
Best poised to lecture you on those particular virtues. But let's go to the toll.
That's her.
That's why I love you.
And that's Foxy Roxy sitting in her little bag, honey. Okay, you want to go outside, girl? You can. Come on.
Actually tried to limit it over the years, and the senators who were whining the most over on the Republican side of the Senate, they
So that's my
with our determination to try to limit.
Have to water my one plant. Okay, this is my one and only plant. No, it's good. I'm letting it soak because I put so much water in it. I said, let me let it soak a little bit. And so, ooh. Anytime I get ready to do something, my husband jumps to his feet because he has to do it for me. So he jumps to his feet. So I have to say, oh no, honey, I'm just doing this. So, we woke up this morning. And, honey, we waiting on the people to come to fix our hot water tank. I'm like, okay, there's 2 things you don't play with. 3, my hot water, my electricity, and my gas, because that pays for it. Okay? So that's something y'all better not be messing with, okay? So anyway, I have an appointment today, but I may have to call and cancel that. We'll see. I'm excited about starting my new job. I am so excited. It's the Skyline Hotel. Okay, never heard of it. I think it's an East Coast kind of thing, but I think it's an East Coast kind of thing. But the great thing about it is that everyone that's there that I met, and I met almost everybody, but everyone who's there that I met came from a Marriott property. So that right there just put everything okay for me, because now I know that we have the, Marriott. The one thing I loved about Marriott was customer appreciation, customer service. It was all about making their experience at Marriott the best experience ever, so they can come back, okay, and see. And I've been to a couple of hotels. Y'all know that. I've been to a couple of hotels where it was bare minimum customer service, which I thought, and I'm guilty of it, guilty, which I thought it would be like that in Michigan. I thought it would be like that in Michigan, because everybody who I meet, most everyone that, I'm being guilty again. Because I'm rating and these people in the past. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta realize the type of people I was hanging around in the past, honey. Of course they had funky attitudes, and they was this and they was that. You know what I'm saying? Moved to Las Vegas, hung around people with the best energy. You know why they had the best energy? Because they wanted to make some money. You know what I'm saying? Their bills needed to be paid. You know what I'm saying? They knew that smile, would get them indoors, which, being anything other than smile wouldn't. And I've learned that fast, so I brush my teeth regularly. So I have a beautiful smile. Because I see some smiles, I was like, girl, stop smiling. Just grin. Truthfully. True. I can't believe I said that. But still. But still, and everything. So, I thought, coming back. And when I first came back, it was a couple of Lyft drivers and everything. They had a little funky attitudes and stuff. I'm like, girl, why is you driving Lyft and you got a funky attitude? You know what I'm saying? And everything. You don't need to be around customers. You need to be in one of those places that warehouses. That's where you need to be. When I had a funky attitude, guess where I worked? A warehouse. Sure did. When I had a funky attitude, I worked warehouses. Not for too long, because I ain't really had funky attitude like that, but still. But when I didn't want to be bothered with people and didn't want to, put customer needs whatever, you know what I'm saying? I worked in warehouses where I didn't have to be around nobody. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I did. And then I was like, you know what? I'd rather work smarter than harder. Okay, because that was some hard shit. Okay, so I'd rather work smarter than harder. Okay, and that's what I got into the customer. That's what I got into the call center, and I was like, okay, now I'm working smarter, but I'm working smarter not for a great cause. So I end up doing whatever. But so me coming here, honestly, and I talked with my husband and everything, and I said 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to lower my rate, lower my request on what I want to be paid, because I know in Vegas you go to the roof. You know what I'm saying? Salt Lake City sent me to the roof too. But I'm saying, and I said, you know what, I'm going to have to lower. And then when I started looking for jobs here in Michigan, and I was seeing 14, 15, 16, and I was seeing all that, and I was like, can I lower it that low? You know what I'm saying? I was like, can I lower it that low? You know what I'm saying? Serious. And then when I got bored at home, I was like, yeah, I can lower it down to, 15, or whatever. Went on a $15 job interview and didn't get the position. And that's what I said. You know what? I'm not lowering my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell people what I want, and guess what? They're going to either deal with it or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did here. I told them what they's like, we haven't really discussed pay. I said, okay, well, listen here. We can stop right here if it's not going to be or higher. And they talked. I said, oh, you continuously talking, so I guess that's it. Okay. You're still talking to me, so I guess that's an okay. And it wasn't okay. So, but I was like, oh my God. So now, if I leave this job, oh my God, am I going to be able to do that for a next position? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I don't know. Oh, I'm like, okay. But the thing is that, and it's crazy because in Vegas, and I tell everyone, I lived when I first moved to Las Vegas. My rent was what I paid for a 1-bedroom. Walk-in closet, a living room, a dining room, and a kitchen. I paid $409. That shows you how long ago. That shows you how long ago I moved to Vegas. My first apartment in Vegas was $409 a month. And I had a 1-bedroom. Walk-in closet. Let me tell you, the walk-in closet was bigger than my bedroom. Quite as guy. But a walk-in closet, a living room, a dining room, and a kitchen. For $409. Never forget. I will never forget that apartment. I moved to that apartment, honey, and I was working at this call center, and I had a couple of guys, come over and stuff, to hook up the cable and do all this other kind of stuff, honey. And when they came over, they was like, okay, so where's your where your furniture, what we gotta go get. I was like, honey. And they was like, you know what? Swear to God. Within 4 days, I'll never forget, within 4 days, my whole house was furnished. Had a beautiful living room set, had a lovely dining room set, had a wonderful bedroom set. I remember that because I took pictures of every part of my house and I was sending them to my family and sending them to my friends. And I was like, look here, 4 days. I had nothing. The only thing I had was clothes on my back, okay? And they was cute. But still, that was cute clothes on my back. And 1,000 wigs. I had about, what, 250 then. You know, I'm up to 900 now. But I'm saying, but I had about 250 wigs then. And so that was all my belongings. And I remember, oh my God, I remember the guys coming over, and they just came out of nowhere, and they just really, and that's when I realized that when people see you doing something, when people see that you're doing something for yourself, that's when people helped. And it kind of shocked me, y'all, because you have to realize, I came from Detroit, Michigan. And I moved to Las Vegas. And think about Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm there in Las Vegas, and I'm seeing everybody is trying to assist me in every way they can, and I'm sitting up here like, what y'all want? What's going on? Because this ain't what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's always a something. You know, I'm saying, and I'm saying, you get that from your family for real. You know, it's always something. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's not just out of kindness. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, back then. It wasn't. I don't know how Michigan is now. I'm hoping it's better. But Vegas showed me so much love. I was telling my mother this the other night. I said, Vegas loved me. When I got to Vegas, I wasn't in Vegas a day. And I had a job. Went in Vegas a month. And I had my own apartment. You know what I'm saying? All of this, everything just happened so amazing for me. So when I came back to Michigan, of course, when I came back to Michigan, I was financially okay. You know, my husband and all of this. We got dogs, so we got to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be homeless no more. I can't be homeless. I got 3 dogs, and they ain't going nowhere but with me. And I can't keep them on the streets. They don't want to stay out in the cold. And I ain't. So at the end of the day, so I said, you know, I thought, you know, I was hoping, and that's the thing about it is, you know, I was hoping that everything, yeah, and it did. Everything did come full circle. So everything came, you know, full circle. I have no complaints. Ever since we've been here, you know, things have been happening when they were supposed to happen, okay? I'm the one that ain't got no patience, and I want stuff to happen right then and there. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. I'm that person, okay? But I had to realize that I have to be patient, because what's for me isn't always in front of me right then and there. Other things distract me from what it is that I need and that I want, because other things was distracting me. I started putting in for jobs that I had no knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I started putting in for jobs I have no knowledge of, and I know this is my profession. You know what I'm saying? This right here is my profession. This is where I have got accommodations. I have got, you know, $5,082, you know, bonus. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, this here is, you know, the profession that loved and treated me well, because I loved and treated it well. So that's when I was like, you know what? Looked at my husband, and I was like, you know what? I really ain't gotta work. Why am I looking for just anything? You know what I'm saying? And then my husband's like, because you can't sit in the house. And I said, I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to leave my house and go do something I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And everything. So it's, like I said, but it's all good. And everything. So, look at my husband and my doggies. See that thing? What's that on the floor? Oh, that's the sun. I'm like, what's that on the floor? That's the window. I was like, what's that on the floor, honey? So my family is so important to me. And now I'm able to go somewhere and do what I love to do. Be up in people's faces. And give people the best customer service ever. And my husband said, oh my God, it's going to be another place where you get more reviews than anybody else. That's my goal. That's my goal. I don't know. I had to find out how many reviews the most reviews someone has received with Skyline. Okay, I got to find out that, and then that'll be my goal to go double them. And everything. But anyway, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta figure out. Hey, Contour. Look at little Contour. What you doing, girl? You sitting here staring at me? What? You want to go outside? Let's go outside. Come on. What is she doing? I told you as soon as I say something, he jumped his butt up. Okay, go ahead, Contour. As soon as I get ready to do something, I told you, as soon as I get ready to do something, he jumped his butt up and take over for me. Take it. Go ahead. You didn't took over for me. And you know what? I wouldn't ask. I wouldn't ask for nothing different. Okay, to tell you the truth, honey. Honey, please. I got the best husband ever. Come on, baby. And I have the best baby ever. Come on. Look who's matching, mommy. Shadow, stop. Look. Look who's matching, mommy. Who is brown like mommy? Who's brown like mommy, huh? Say, who's brown like mommy, huh? We gotta put your clothes on if you coming with me. We gotta put your clothes on if you coming with mommy. Contour, okay? I swear to God. Y'all, come here. Come on, Shadow. Get on up here. Yes. Okay. Stop. Go ahead. Go to Daddy. Go to Daddy.
Come on.
Go to Daddy. Okay. That's what I told my husband. I said, honey, please. People don't like coming over our house, but we really don't invite nobody over. But still, I said people don't like coming over our house because we got dogs and this they house. They jump on me like that, honey. And when Mom and Daddy come up, they get them. Oh my God. So anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get ready to get my butt up out of here. Okay, y'all have a great day. Bye.